Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Dialer's Twi'lek Tactics. This is my free-to-play series. We're going to be discussing Week 2 progression. So my free-to-play account, so Dialar 3 on my phone, very, very much enjoying that content. I like going through it now after playing for 2 months, knowing everything that's coming up, knowing the tips and tricks, knowing the traps that you can fall into in this game. So stay tuned through the recorded content that I had to do on my phone because there's not cross-platform. EE devs, please get on that really quick. Everyone else can do it. You can too. So after that content, we're going to be going through my spreadsheet where I did all of my musings, my note-taking, my little tips and tricks. So stay tuned through that content and then you really want to get into the meat of the knowledge of this video at the end. So first of all, we're going to go into the basically the roster development, the roster update before we get into the data. So stay tuned.
Count week 2 or after week 2. Keep in mind again that this is 1 day, so really it's 2 weeks and 1 day. The information we're going to discuss at the end of this video obviously is going to cover just week 2. So this account, Dialar 3, 1 million power. It took 2 weeks to hit 1 million. Story, really I only made it up to 2112 by the end of week 2. So everything else is in the last 2 days. Elite campaign, I am up to and pretty much cleared level 7 or stage 7, but as you see, I went 5 and 6 on the Langle, and I only went 5 and 6 on Muka, so I am starting to hit a little bit of a power wall, but I'm up to level 7 in the Elite campaign. 1 million power. If we go into Soul Mine, I'm at 259. That is not, I'm actually only made it to 254 by the end of week 2. 254. Disa, I am comfortably clearing stage 11 and getting white gear. So it took 2 weeks to start getting the best gear type in the game, albeit it's a 0 to 1% chance, or 0, 1, and 1 chance. Actually, it's a 70% chance to get one piece. Okay. So I am getting the best gear in the game, so I am going to be progressing my characters a little bit higher as I can gear them, but soul potions, or not, the stamina potions I should say, are a little bit hard to come by. I reached my purchase limit. I am buying them out every day. Crystals aren't really a big thing as long as you're not pulling stupid pulls. So I'm at 11 on Disa. Terradome, I'm at 9. But that is giving me if it's only a 10% chance to get a prototype. But as you see, the limited ticket time bonus is still up. Haven't tried 10 yet, but I'll probably be through a couple more levels by the end of week 3. And then Sincero Marsh, I am able to get red commanders, or the mythic commanders. I am able to get that now. I'm just at stage 9. Although, as you see, I've cleared everything. I am up to stage 10. Haven't tried stage 10 because really the only character that's getting me through Sincero Marsh is Ravenna, because she can go over and over and over again. She's my egg killer. But she's only epic level. She's kind of hard stopped right there. So I don't know how much further I'm going to be able to progress free to play in Sincero. I think that's going to be the slow grind. I know Daniel helps on my other free to play account. He's my egg killer pretty much, but I don't have Daniel on this account because his banner hasn't popped up yet. So Ancient Altar, we'll discuss that, but I was able to clear normal milestone 1. I haven't really challenged it yet. So here's what I'm up to right now. You know, I 1-keyed easy. Haven't attempted normal yet because I'm waiting till Sunday, which is what you should all do to ensure the maximum rewards. Rift Fissure, blowing through that. That's not a big deal. I like Rift Fissure. I wish they would add more. I like the puzzle aspect. Arena. So in normal arena, I'm up to rank 20, which, okay, that's good. I'll take it. So I'm actually getting some purple runes, basically. Not getting the good stuff, but I'm getting the purple runes, which I like. Rank 20, but also it's your daily crystals are going to come from here. What do I get daily? Oh, I get, 400 crystals a day daily from there. Galactic Arena, I'm kind of pushed out of the top 50 for now, but I am in Diamond 1, which is the tier just under the top 50. I'm not spending money, so I can't really push. So my total defensive power is 1.3 million. But if we just go into the summon reader, you can see the guys above me. I'm not totally outgunned. 1.6, 1.5. Let's just see. Oh. I'll do that later. I'm not totally outgunned. 1.3. But they do got some progression on me. Because if they're spending, they're going to be able to level up a lot faster, and as they should. Twilight Lands is really, it opened up for week 3, so we can't really discuss Twilight Lands in the to reference week 2, but it is open. It did wait until I hit week 3, so whereas it opened a day before I hit week 3 for everybody else, it did, so I did lose a day. So that's interesting to note that you're not gonna see Twilight Lands until you hit week 3. Maybe there was a story mode requirement, but it's just weird that as soon as I hit week 3, as soon as the new banners popped up, then the countdown popped up for Twilight Lands, and I had to wait a day for it to come up. So now let's, is there anything else in here we need to discuss? I don't know. We'll just go discuss prototypes and commanders too. So commanders, as I said, I am starting to get red ones, so I've got almost one of each except for Brunhild, which I probably need the most since I do have an Emma. And then prototypes, so I got Pain Rune, which is good. I don't have the good healing one, Flashpoint. Don't have Flashpoint yet, but Pain Rune and Praying Eyes are decent. And as well, of course, Coronate is used right at endgame, so I got that one as high as I can get. And then obviously Soaring Medallion is also really, really good, even at endgame. And I'm even using Bloodlust, paired with Ravenna in Sincero Marsh, which helps ramp up her damage a little bit. So there's my commanders and my prototypes. Nothing else really here. So Guild Hunt did open for my little starter guild in week 2. So I was able to start working on the class technology. As you see, I put in for Vanguard first, and then obviously Hunter is going to be the next priority after Vanguard. Right, so Vanguard support, let's see, did I put anything in for support? I did not yet, because I got some, but I did start putting in some of this. You should work on support, Vanguard, and Hunters at the beginning as soon as you get the class technology opened up, because that's probably what you're going to have most of, or that's going to be your most important characters early on. And now let's get into the characters. So I have to preface this by saying that yesterday I got Artist Immortal. He was not immortal in week 2. So I got him from the Twilight Lands. One of the first stages gave, I believe the very, very first stage, if you cleared it all, you got to pick, and I picked an artist copy to get immortal. So to caveat this, he was not immortal at the end of week 2, and Emma was not legendary, right? Because I used gene hybrids on Emma to get her up there, which I'll discuss in the stats and the tips and tricks tables at the end or after we cover this account. So so keep in mind, Artist not immortal, and Emma I do believe was just mythic. I don't even think she was mythic 1. I think she was just, is it called mythic? Yes, mythic. I think she was mythic. So Randall is the characters that are probably most important to this account right now for week 2 was obviously Artis, my main tank, Randall, Serena, my main healer, and Taylor. Taylor is still just the GOAT everywhere. I am using most of my mythic and legendary characters. I'm even using, well, I can't talk about Crete because I got Crete the first day of week 3 when the Crete banner popped up. I'm not using res. I got a res, my first res copy. I'm not using really any of the purples, maybe, but not much. But really, this what you see right now is what's carrying me through content in week 2, or carried me through content in week 2. Let's show you this team. This was basically the team. Swapping out stuff as needed. Like I would put Randall in most lineups, and actually I actually use Oisa again very, very extensively in week 2. Even at just Mythic 3, and I know I can take her up to Legendary once I get food, but she is clutch again. Like I'm actually quite impressed and taken aback by how much I used her. And I know everyone is going to be in the comments saying, yeah, she's awesome, because everyone loves her for some reason, even though at endgame she's not that good, although I have used her at endgame. So yeah, I'm gonna have to switch my placements for Oisa in my tier rankings list. So this is my account. And now we're going to go into the spreadsheet and go over some tips and tricks and everything that happened in week 2.
All right, so let's get the spreadsheet up. Let's turn the music back on my desktop. There we go. Okay, and then I think we're going to drag the spreadsheet onto this main page. There we go. Just so that I can put my face in the corner of it. Alright. Should I go bottom left? I think bottom left is probably best. Or bottom right, I mean. Okay, we'll try this. Alright, this will work. So, let's see if maybe I should blow this up a little bit more. Yeah, that'll work. I think you can read that. Okay, so week 2. Week 2 was the Emma and Azina banner, so I am following the Dan Hellman free-to-play strategy for pulling using your limited tickets. So I did pull 60 tickets to get an Emma, and then I bought, I did have enough because I did pull 60 for Ravenna in week 1. After pulling 60 tickets in week 2, I did have enough to purchase my first Gene hybrid, so I purchased it and saved it. And I say here, unless you can hit 500 on the recruitment event, but as a free-to-play, which is what this series caters to, you can't. You can't. I thought, as we discussed in week 1, I was saying that you could save all of your advanced tickets in week 1 and then pull on the recruitment event to get your free Emma at 500 points, but you can't. That is false. We'll get to that in a second. So, Elite Chapter popped up, which gives you your free Emma copy. As a free-to-play, you're very easily going to be able to go through and get a free copy of Emma. Now, it is interesting because it is open from week 2 and to week 3, but if you have to play it every day, or you have to log in and get your meteorites every day, or whatever, your tickets to play every day, and you have to complete every one that's available to get, I think it's 70 meteorites, and that you can use to purchase an Emma copy. So very, very important. Don't miss out on a free Emma copy. Do your Elite Chapter in week 2. I suppose you can get her in week 3. You can buy her in week 3. But it is possible to get 2 copies of Emma in week 2. So her Hero Evolution event did pop up. You can get a free Emma copy at Mythic 1. But you need 3 copies to get it. Now, you're not going to be able to get those 3 copies free to play in week 2, but her Hero Evolution event does carry over 2 days into week 3. So you don't feel FOMO'd to buy copies of her or to spend money to get her, because you don't have to. You can get that free Emma copy from the Hero Evolution event free to play. You just have to wait until the first day of week 3. So the recruitment event changes. I do believe the recruitment event no, there was no recruitment event in week 1. So you're going to get your first recruitment event, which we kind of already discussed. You get free Serena at 150 and a free Emma at 500, which you can't actually achieve free to play. And then you get a quantum mimic event, which it is a regular occurring event that's going to come up, but this one is hard coded to give you an RNG chance, so to get an Azina copy. I did not get an Azina copy, but you are given the chance to get one. But I do not recommend pulling on Azina. She is not as important to your account progression as Emma. So I do recommend pulling 60 tickets on Emma to get that first pity copy, and then buying a Gene Hybrid, but save it until week 3. Set Sail Boss Mina event changes. You will get another one of these in week 2. It is going to give you a possible Randall, or it's going to give you a selection card to give you a Randall, a Rakana, or a Paluno, whichever one helps your roster the best. I didn't pick Randall because I got enough Randalls to get him to Legendary. I actually picked Rakana because obviously free to play. I don't have a Bailey. I do need those melee characters for Terradome, so I felt that Rakana best helped in the development of my roster. And then story campaign in week 2. If you got all the stuff in week 1, which you see, you get a whole bunch of characters from week 1 if you push really hard. In week 2, pushing as hard as I could, I was able to get a free Rakana at stage 43, which again is going to go nicely with the selection card where you can get another Rakana. You can get her built up really well, really quickly. And I got a free Xandar at stage 45. So you can see above my head, wait, up there, in week 2, the free units that this game gave me was a Randall. I can't remember where I got them, but it did give me a free Randall. It gave me a free Paluno, a free Taylor, a free Rakana, and a free Xandar. So melee, 2 melee, which is good for Terradome. Paluno, AoE DPS, which I guess technically would be good in Sincero Marsh. And then Taylor and Xandar, which you can use in Disa. So the game is still pushing you to give you enough stuff in order to get you to a certain progression level on all the dungeons, and then it kind of makes you want to spend a little bit of money just to get even more, but you don't have to. You really don't have to. The game's going to give you everything you need. So my notes on week 2. So I was hard stopped in story mode and soul mines on the first day of week 2. Like, I was hard stopped. I thought, holy crap, I'm going to be stuck here for a while. But you're eventually going to push through that and proceed over that fairly quickly. So this was really early. So I said I could have had 3 Emma copies to get the 4th free from recruitment if I had saved my advanced tickets from week 1. I thought that was going to be the case. But we're going to scroll over here. So a commenter from week 1 said you should really keep track of how many limited and advanced tickets you get each week and how much you spend. So we're going to discuss that because I was able to do that. So in week 1, I got 305 limited and advanced tickets. I spent 60 in week 1 on Ravenna copy, and I spent pretty much all my advanced tickets to just trying to get this opening ceremony event, something like that, grand ceremony event, which I was still not able to, I was still pushed out of the top 50 because the spenders pushed me out. But it did give me a total of 305. Keep in mind, I spent the limited tickets, so I didn't carry over this 305 into week 2. But in week 2, which is, I should scroll down a little bit, I earned 182 between limited and advanced. So even if I'd saved every limited ticket, every advanced ticket, I'm still shy of that 500. 305 plus 182 is 487. 487. So I would still have been shy in week 2 of getting this free copy of Emma from the recruitment event that was open in week 2. So that's a very good tip, you guys, because because in week 1, after my week 1 video, I said that there was the possibility that saving your advanced tickets might have been a better strategy instead of just pulling them all. But now I'm going to go back, and now that I know that I cannot get 500 to get a free Emma, that initial statement was false. I do now stand on that in week 1, it really is probably more advantageous to your account if you pull all of your advanced tickets as they come in order just to get hero progression, right? Just to get more copies so you can push further in story, just push as far as you can, soul mine, all the dungeons, etc. So could have had 3 copies to get the 4th free from recruitment. If I saved tickets is false. That is not true. Faction Mine opened up for me. And I guess here's where I got my free Randall. So Faction Mine opened up. You can do 10 levels a day. I got a free Randall at the Terran level 30. I got free Paluno at Atlas 30. And I got a free Taylor at Wenfear 30. So that's where the Randall, Paluno, and Taylor copies came from. Rise of Heroes. So Rise of Heroes did open in, I think it was a couple days into week 2. Was it? I think it might have opened in week 1. I think it did open in week 1 for me. I didn't say that here, so maybe it didn't. But I was able by the end to beat the hard boss, 1 key the hard boss. So if you 1 key a boss in Rise of Heroes, then you could sweep it. So I did was able to get a little bit of progression into my Kalaza. And I got all the good goodies that you get after being able to sweep hard boss. So I did save up a lot of my boss tickets until I think it was 2 days prior to the close of week 2, when I was able to clear hard boss 1 key, and then I was able to sweep it and collect all the rewards. Ancient Altar ended. I ended that Sunday, so which is right in the middle, or almost closer to the beginning of week 2 at normal milestone 1. And we'll see how far I can get in week 3. But at Ancient Altar, I was able to clear a boss. Again, Oisa coming in clutch again this week, which we discussed in the game footage. I did buy 1 Gene Hybrid, which we've discussed, after pulling 60 tickets on Emma, and I saved it till week 3. And I got in my starter guild, was able to open Guild Hunt, which we also discussed in the game footage. What else? So really, I'm trying not to talk about week 3 stuff, so just disregard the week 3 stuff. So limited tickets, advanced tickets, I saved them all. So now after week 1, now that you've pushed your account, you want to start saving all of your advanced tickets to go towards your first Bailey copy. So I am at, well, I ended week 2 having earned 111. Obviously, I carried over 6 from here, so I don't know what I got, but actually, I'm keeping track down there. I started week 3 with 117. Haven't spent any yet. So I'm, in 1 week, I was able to get 111. So if I keep track on this, it's going to be roughly, 7 weeks. So by week 8, which is going to be 2 months in, I can get my first Bailey copy, unless something picks up, right? Unless we get a bunch more good promos, unless we get good events that give advanced tickets, which the current event in week 3, which I'm not allowed to access because I'm on Rails. I did not get the Goizmo's Bell event open for me on my free-to-play account. So I can't, I can't get those advanced ticks from that event. So just keep in mind, 111 and 71. The game gave me 71 limited tickets, so enough to do a pull on Emma, and I did spend 60 to get Emma. Actually, did I have them? No, I had them carried over, so I had earned 120 in week 1. I spent 60, so I started week 3 with 75. Yeah, there we go. But I did earn 71, so between week 1 and week 2, the game fed me 195 limited tickets. Very nice, very nice. Yeah. Which is good because they want you to pull on some of the banners. So that's pretty much everything for week 2 for my free-to-play account in Eternal Evolution. And guys, I mentioned tier list in my video footage, so I did create a tier list that I will update every month. As you see, my characters are all on the left because I'm not going to move them all to where they got to be until I make my video. But once I do, at the end of this month, once I get all these guys positioned to make a video on it, this spreadsheet is open to share. I will put the link in the description of this video for this spreadsheet. As well, you'll get access to this weekly events. So for free-to-play people just finding this, if you're just going to start, if you're in week 1 or if you're in week 2, if you want access to this spreadsheet, it's in the link is in the description of this video. So I think we're gonna end it right there. I felt like I did some pretty decent progression in week 2. Again, I wake up every morning really excited to play my free-to-play account because I have the foreknowledge of what's coming up, and I like to see what they do differently. So, I fully expected to have a Leo banner in week 3. And this is getting ahead of myself, but it gave me an Anpu banner in week 3. So I got the Crete one, which is static. That's the one you're always going to get. And then it gave me Anpu. I'm curious to see what happens next week when the Masrani banner comes out. What other banner I'm going to get with that. So we're going to end it right there. Thanks, everyone, for coming. Catch you in the next one, guys. Have a good weekend. Cheers, peace. Bye-bye.